in 2022, I bought the bottom of Bitcoin, and that was at 15,900. Put a lot more money into it because I knew a lot more about it. I have like a strategy of how I trade or I invest, and when that strategy hits, then I'll buy in. And at the time, it was at 90 cents. So I put 550 quid into it. Year and a half later, or if that, it was like a year later, I think it did like 290 times. So it went to $260 a coin.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's like 145k or something, or 550 quid.
Fucking
and that's
hell.
why crypto's so good, for that reason. For me, it's more the freedom than the money. And like the money will come, but you can't ever put a price on freedom, in my opinion. Tomorrow I could book a holiday to Paris or whatever. You know what I mean? I can do that. But what other job can you do that?
What can like generate you the most money, do you think, out of trading and investment?
If you're like younger now, like myself, like in your 20s, I'd say, in my opinion, I'd be investing in Bitcoin instead of the stock market, because that's got so far that's had 100% year-on-year growth on average.
So what are some of the things that you invest in?
So I invest in Bitcoin, obviously.
Yeah.
It's more simple you'll keep trading, the more money you'll make.
In your experience, how long does it take to become from a complete beginner to actually making it worth your while?
Every cycle is the same, but it's different as well. So it's like the saying is, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
So say if I'm a complete beginner, obviously coming into trading for the first time, what are some of the key steps I should take right at the start?
Don't put like all your money into it. You gotta find a strategy basically, and there's loads of different strategies out there. Each one works for a different type of person. Start small, and learn it first, and then you can once you nail your strategy and once you nail your emotions, then you can start to slowly scale up.
So what strategy works the best for you in trading?
I try to keep it as simple as possible, but basically my strategy is just
All right, brilliant. All right, thank you, Ellis, for joining us. So we're joined by Ellis Hall. Ellis, can you give us a bit of a background on who you are, where you're from, and what is it you do?
Yeah, so I'm from Wrexham, not far from me, about 40 minutes, and I'd say trader / investor as well. So I started off with cryptocurrency when I was in about 2019. Got really interested into it, and then so I started off just buying like smaller coins, like you might know. So Bitcoin and different other coins, just a bit more risky coins. And then so I was about 17, 18 at the time. Put some money into it, and then did really well. Made like good amount of money for it for that age, and then got really greedy and lost it all. Straight within a year, made loads, lost it all, and then I got more into like the crypto side and like how different these cycles work and what makes it go up and down, what different like coins do different things and all this. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna try it again, and then got even a bit more risky, put a lot more money into it because I knew a lot more about it, and then I made even more money, and then I got greedy again, lost it all again. And then the third time round, so in 2022, I bought the bottom of Bitcoin, and that was at 15,900. I'm quite good at catching the bottoms of markets. That's kind of like how I've made my money.
So that's catching it before it obviously spikes.
Spikes.
How do you know that?
So basically, just on like trends in the market and like how I read like the chart. So it's called like Trading View basically. So you have it on your laptop, you know, on your phone or whatever. It's like an app, and you can see all different charts on it. It's like all the assets are on it. Like you've got gold, you've got forex, you've got crypto, and then so basically I have like a strategy of how I trade or I invest, and when that strategy hits, then I'll buy in. And this strategy like really just does time the bottom. I've done it on Bitcoin, before a cycle starts, and I've done it also in cycles. You have big drops in like the middle of cycles and stuff, and I bought the bottom of them as well.
Right. Okay. So I guess we'll come on to like the Bitcoin and crypto, but like what for like the basic person watching this, for the beginner, what exactly is trading?
So basically, trading is where there's an asset, so you can trade like forex or like futures. So basically, like you got forex, you got gold, and you got all the currency pairs, and then like futures, you got like gold's kind of like futures and forex, and then other futures, you got like the stock market. You can trade like the Nasdaq, which is like the top tech stocks, or the S&P 500, which is the top 500 stocks in the world, basically in the US, and then basically, so you can see like a trend in the market, and you've got like an educated guess basically. So you're going to be like, okay, I think the trend is up, and I think that's going to carry on going up. So I'm going to put a buy in there, and the price. So say you buy at say whatever the asset is, it's like it's 100, and in your plan it's going to go to like 102. You want to make that money in between, so you want to put a buy in at 100, and then you want to get out to 102, and then so the bit in between you've made, and then you can do vice versa. So if you think it's going to go down, you can also put it to sell, basically. So
it's just all about timing. So timing of investment, and then knowing when to leave and when to stay.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. Basically.
So what would the difference be between something like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Like, what would the differences between those two? Because obviously those two are the biggest ones that everyone knows about. But what are some of the key differences between those?
So cryptocurrency is like, it's decentralized asset basically. So no one owns crypto. So no one owns Bitcoin. It's like no one owns it. Like the bank don't own it or anything like that. So it's completely decentralized. That's what makes it like very volatile. So that's why like I'd say 90% will lose money in crypto. Like they'll make loads of money, but they'll lose it straight again because like it happens so fast.
So they lose it because they stay in it, though.
Because they stay too long.
Right.
Yeah. So they get greedy like I've done.
Yeah.
And then they just keep in it, and then it goes to like the bottom again, and then they sell at the bottom, and then they end up buying when the trend comes back, but that normally is the top.
So they're just losing money. So how do you know when to get out then? Like, what are some of the key trends that you notice to sort of...
You can't, like, no one's ever really timed the top. Like, there'll be a few people who've done it, like, maybe they're just really good, but maybe, like, it's just, sometimes it's a luck that you time the top. Because, like, every cycle is the same, but it's different as well. So it's like, the saying is, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. So, like, you'll get, like, the same sort of cycle, but you might get, like, one peak that'll come like straight up and then down, but then like say that's what happened in 2019, but then that's what happened in 2019, but in 2000 like this time it's had like a double top. So like you could have kept in, and then it went back to where it was. Everyone thinking, oh, it's going to go higher, and it didn't.
The people that stayed would have benefited from that, for example.
Yeah, but then they would have probably kept in it anyway longer because they thought it was going higher, but it went down.
What have been some of the craziest examples that you've seen in terms of where you thought that something was going to happen and it just completely turned on its head and went another way?
Probably, just some. Probably, have you heard of Luna?
I've heard of it, but
yeah. So I didn't get into it. I've heard a lot of people got into it, like even like really famous people like KSI got into it and different people like that. And everyone like basically lost just all their money. So basically what happened is they were like a exchange as well, and they were like and they had a coin, and the coin was kept on going up and up and up and up and up. So everyone was just buying like FOMO and basically fear of missing out. So buying, went up and up and up, and then all of a sudden, basically, I think he backed the company by reinvesting everyone else's money. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what happened.
Right.
And then when the cycle was over, basically, or when Bitcoin crashed, there was a big correction. Obviously, all that money went down, and if people wanted to take their money out of the coin, the money wasn't there anymore and it was like all big and then the coin literally went from like, I think it was about $70 a coin or like $60 a coin. It went to like zero within like 2 days.
Yeah.
So,
I guess like another example of that is that Hawk Tur girl. Like she did something similar to that. Where,
yeah,
like,
she had like,
so like, can you like walk us through exactly what she did? Because I understand like the premise of what she did, but I don't understand it from a strategic sort of point. Not maybe not strategy, maybe like the way she planned it. So like, what did she do from start to finish there?
so I think, so obviously she got like famous like basically overnight, didn't she? And then so a lot of people like will launch like a meme coin or something. So the difference basically, so a meme coin is basically, it's a coin that it doesn't like have any backing of like it doesn't mean anything basically. It's just like a community coin. So like I could make a coin, anyone can make a coin, and then they get a community around it, and then more people buying in. Obviously, it's more going to go up. But whoever made that coin is going to have like most of the tokens,
The power of it.
the power of it. So
Right.
they're going to hold like a lot of the tokens, and then they can choose how much they want, how many tokens to produce, to cap basically.
Right.
So they can be like, oh, I'm going to make like a billion tokens on this coin, and then I'm going to release like, I don't know, say I'm going to release 800 million for people to buy, and then I'm going to have 200 million. And then obviously, so it's like really liquid, so it's going to be really volatile.
Yeah, but the more coins there are, the less value they are, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
But it appeals to more people then, because people think, oh, it's like, I don't know, you'll probably see coins like 0.0005, so it's like, I don't know, quarter of a penny or whatever. And then people are like, oh yeah, but what if it gets the price and what Bitcoin did? And Bitcoin's at, well, at this moment it's like 107k right now. And that's how people like think when they first get into crypto. So obviously, so what she did basically is she launched this coin because she was very popular at the time. And then it went up like crazy, obviously, because she was really popular. So everyone bought into it, and then she took the money out. Well, I think that's what happened. She took the money out, and then obviously it's called a rug pull, basically.
Yeah, rug pull. Yeah.
And then everyone else gets left with all these tokens that are worth nothing, and she takes all the value out. Basically.
Is that not like straight up illegal?
It is really, isn't it? Because it's you're scamming. It's a scam. Because like crypto's so new. Like I don't think like the government know where to place.
I was thinking, like, can they prove that she did exactly what you just said?
I don't know how. I don't know really like know that much like what happened, how she did it, and how people do it. Because I don't I don't know much about meme coins. So I don't really invest in them. But yeah, that's all I know about it really.
So say if I'm a complete beginner, obviously coming into trading for the first time, what are some of the key steps I should take right at the start of my trading journey?
So if you want to start trading,
like if I wanted to start getting into it right now.
So I'd say straight away, don't put like all your money into it, and you've got like trial and error, different things. Like every strategy, you got to find a strategy basically, and there's loads of different strategies out there. Each one works for a different type of person. Like so you've got like swing trading, which is invested. That's trading, but you can hold the trade for like 3-4 days, maybe even a week, or sometimes even longer. And then you can day trade or intraday trade. So like you're trading just within that day. So you want to get in and out basically. It depends what time frame you're trading. You want to get in and out as fast as you can and make that money.
What would you say are the 3 most successful strategies of trading?
It literally depends on the person.
Right.
Yeah, it literally depends on the person. Because like say for starting out, it's good to swing trade because most people are going to be working. And so they can't be on, the charts like all the time, can they? So like say if you've seen the strategy worked out and you get in and you don't have to look at them for like you set your stop loss, which is like your risk, your amount to take, and then you take profit, and then you might have a few take profits because it's good to layer out because that's just part of your risk management. So you put in, so you work out basically how much you want to risk. So say if you put 100 quid on this trade and you're willing, so it's basically called an RR, so a risk to reward. So most people want to get like in between like a 2 to 1. So you want to make say so you put 100 quid in, you want to make 200-300 quid.
Yeah, you want to make at least double.
And then your risk is like half of that. So you're willing to lose like say 50 quid to win 200 quid.
Right. Okay. So can you put it on so where if it immediately goes beyond that £50 like loss, it pulls it out for you automatically?
Yeah, but that's what most beginners will struggle with because like I've done it when I started out, and I see people do it now. so like they'll put the trade on, they'll see it going down to a stop loss, and then they'll like move their stop loss down.
Right.
So then, because they don't want to get stopped out, because they don't want to lose 50 quid. So it might go back up, and then they move it down again, and they move it down again, and next minute, the whole count's blown.
Yeah.
Like, you've lost all your money because you haven't stuck to your strategy. So it is literally all like trading. Like for starting out, I'd say like you want to learn your strategy. So nail your strategy, and you nail your emotions, because it's literally it's just an emotional game basically. So you want to try, as soon as you start trading, like, or put a trade on or whatever, when you're in that trade, you want to like leave your emotions out of it. Like, you're prepared to lose, say, that 50 quid. So if it hits, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean your strategy doesn't work. It just means that trade didn't work.
Yeah,
So,
it's like you've got to stay consistent with the mindset that you went into it with.
You just got to be consistent. Basically.
So what are some strategies in order to like actually commit to that?
What are the strategies?
Yeah, like what are the strategies to actually commit to that process?
Like, as in, what's like the strategy for trading, or what?
Like how? No, like in terms of like how do you keep yourself emotionally regulated in order to, like, because obviously you're talking about 50 quid. A lot of people wouldn't really care about 50 quid, but if they've got more skin in the game, how do you like commit to that strategy of no, I've just got to do this and not let my emotions override
You've
myself?
just got, like, I can't explain it really. Like, I think when you're starting out, you're always going to go through that phase. It's just how it is. Like, you're gonna go through that phase probably multiple times, like getting your emotions in and out and out. And that's why I always say to people, start small, because if you start big, so say if you put your life savings into it, you're gonna be like so emotional. Like, say you put, I don't know, 10 grand in, and like, so normally you don't want to risk more than like 2% of your account, really. So say if you put in a trade on, you don't want to lose like 200 quid. That's like 2% of your account, like max. But a lot of people, when they first trade, they'll put their stop loss at like 10% of their account. So they're gonna like lose $1,000. They're gonna be emotional, aren't you, if you put in like 10 grand in. So that's why I say the strategy really is start small.
Yeah.
And learn it first, and then you can, once you nail your strategy and once you nail your emotions, then you can start to slowly scale up.
So I guess it's like, so choose your strategy, start small, build the confidence in order to keep to the strategy, and then obviously build it up from there of what you want to invest. Makes sense, to be fair. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have around trading, like when they first start it?
I think a lot of people get into trading because of social media. I think it's like, I think you've probably seen, and you've probably had like, I know, people message like, oh,
like, all the time.
Yeah, exactly, all the time. Like, you've got like people in like Dubai, supercars. They've got all this, the watches.
It's usually a pretty girl for me.
Yeah,
like, pretty girl with like all that.
Yeah, all that. Well, it's mostly like in Dubai, in it, or in whatever, London or whatnot. And like, people go into trading and think, oh, if they're doing it, I can do it, and they think like straight away, within like a month, they're going to be making that type of money. But it's just not like that. Like, the people, so say if they are legit, who the people on like online, they've probably been like trading for like 6-7 years. And people like think, oh yeah, I can get into trading, I'm going to be rich. Like, as soon as I get into it and I nail this strategy, I'm going to be rich. And like, that's like probably the biggest misconception. And then people rush into it, don't even get like proper strategy, and then that's when everyone loses money. That's why I suppose I'd say 80% of people get into trading lose money. Like, they'll lose money and then they won't try it again.
They'll just bounce.
Yeah. So then,
what was the timescale like then for you? Like, in your experience, how long does it take to become from a complete beginner to actually making it worth your while to trade? Not necessarily as a living, but to make your time efficient for actually committing to trading. What's the timescale, would you say? Is it years, months?
To become profitable, I'd say it takes most people like 3-4 years.
Right.
It does. You got like, because everyone goes through that stage where like you'll go through a stage where you get emotional. So that's and then you don't want to get into it again, but then I might try it again. So that's like a year. And then like the second year, you're like, okay, I found a strategy now, but I can't like, so I know the strategy works, but I'm not consistent with the strategy. So you're still like not making money because you're not being consistent. And then the third year, you're like, okay, it's working now. I'm break even. So I'm getting like, I'm putting so basically a lot of traders, they'll be like, they put a trade on when they've got like consistent and they've got a strategy, they put a trade on and they go into like profit, but then they'll put like, so you can move your stop loss. So you can move your stop loss to break even. So basically it's a risk-free trade. So if it does go back down, you haven't lost any money. But a lot of people will do that too soon. So like it could go into profit, come back into your stop loss, and then go, which normally most of the time it does happen. Depends on what strategy you use, but a lot of the time in my experience it happens a lot. So putting your stop loss to break even too fast, you're getting stopped out all the time. So you're just getting break even.
Yeah. So you're just not doing anything.
So that's like the third year, and then I'd say like the fourth year, you try.
So what strategy works the best for you in trading?
It's hard to explain if you're not like already in trading, because you're like, it's quite not quite technical. Like I try to keep it as simple as possible, but basically my strategy is just really simple. Just find a trend. So the market's trending up. It's like just like that, just like stairs basically. So you found that it's trending up. So more than likely, when it does correct, it's going to go back up again and follow the trend. So just trade the trend basically. And a lot of traders will say that. It's very easily said than done, because obviously the emotions and different things, and you've got to watch out for other things. I use different indicators on like trading view that I use on the charting. Like it's hard to say in person without like kind of showing you, if you know what I mean, within trading to understand.
Say if we took the best traders, what like sort of strategies do they use? Do they all use like a similar one? Like is the one where it's like the highest risk to reward ratio, or is it literally just like you said based on personality, where even the best traders will have very different strategies?
Like probably they will. Like every trader literally has like, so like a lot of people obviously will have the same strategies. Like there's only a certain amount of strategies, or someone might use a completely different strategy no one's heard of, but it's working. So it literally is whatever works for you. Like if that works for you, then it's fine. But I think a lot of big traders trade on the higher time frame. So a lot of big, like say like the people who trade for like the banks and stuff like that, they're going to be trading on like daily time frames. So like every candlestick on the chart represents a day. So the higher the time frame, it's like more consistent. Basically the strategy can be more like reliable, if you know what I mean.
I get you. So then if you're trading day to day, it's constantly up and down. You don't really know.
Like you can trade like the 1 minute, which is like every candle is like 1 minute. And a lot of traders are very successful doing that. They are, because like say some people, like I know a trader and he trades the 1 minute, but so it'll focus on just finding that perfect trade for the one day, or what he thinks is the perfect setup for the one day. Place the trade, make like 500 quid, sound done for the day, but it's only took him 5-10 minutes. So then he just worked for 10 minutes, made 500 quid. That's sound for him, and that's worked for him. But some people might want to take one trade on the 1 hour, 4 hour, be in the trade all day, but like and monitor it, and then that could like last like a day or 2 days or whatever. But that works for them as well.
Just different.
Literally just different.
So obviously you do this like full time now, don't you? So like, what is like a standard day for you in trading?
Like a standard day in my life. So basically just pretty much normal as everyone. Just wake up, try basically go to like have breakfast, go to the gym, because I think gym's very important to trading. It kind of like takes your mind off it. I think gym, because like the hardest part probably of the day is going to the gym, because you've got to like, it's like find that motivation to go to the gym, right? So you've already done the hardest part of the day, so it's out of your mind, you've done it, and then you come back and you can just focus on the charts then. So by just focus on the charts, have a look at the charts, see if there's a trade. If there isn't a trade, say I'll go back, like say come back to it in like 2 hours, have another look at the chart, and then place a trade if there's a trade, and then just do whatever I want with the day, really. That's why I got into trading, because it's like it for me it's more the freedom than the money. And like the money will come, but you can't ever put a price on freedom, in my opinion. Like if you can do whatever you want with the day, and not someone boshing around or working a 9 to 5, like tomorrow I could book a holiday to Paris or whatever, you know what I mean? I can do that, but what other job can you do that? You can't, can you? You haven't got the freedom to do it.
Yeah, and I suppose you can always like do your work on the road and
you can work from anywhere.
I assume you only need like a phone or whatever.
I like to work on off a laptop, but I can take my laptop anywhere.
Yeah,
you could do it off your phone, I suppose. Yeah.
So like, but obviously I suppose like that's obviously one of the positives, and I do agree. Like obviously having that sort of freedom to do what you want in life, and then obviously work on your terms is great. But obviously one of the negatives is that obviously it's not it's very dynamic. You know, you're not guaranteed a salary, for example.
Yeah,
so like, how does that trade off work with you? Like in terms of from the money perspective, can it be like very fluctuating where sometimes you'll go like weeks without money and then other times, you know, like explain that sort of dynamic in that.
So I day trade. So let's like say if you're a swing trading, you probably could go, you might, because like say you're holding the trade for like a week, and if that trade didn't play out, I suppose then you wouldn't make anything for the week, would you? But because I'm day trading, like it's more probably like losing days and winning days. So one day, so say I've put a trade on. So I tend to, I don't put any like more than 3 trades on a day. I like that's my max.
How come?
Just because I watched a podcast on I don't know if it was Joe Rogan or a different podcast, and this neuroscientist said you can your brain can only make 3 important decisions.
Yeah, I've seen the exact podcast.
In one day. So normally I will stick to 2, really, to 2, because then you've got one important decision left. Then. And then I think if say if you're trading more than that, you're gonna be like kind of more betting really on even if you're using your strategy, but you know.
I think she talks about like. The person talks about cognitive deloading. Like if you have too much cognitive load, like you can't make informed decisions about the correct one. So like, you know, I completely understand that. It makes a lot of sense. So obviously you have your own trading platform. So walk us through like how that works. How do you?
Well, not a trading platform. That? It's like so I've got a trading group.
A group, yeah.
A lot of people have these groups. A lot of people don't know how to trade, and they make money off the groups. They get people in. They don't know how to trade. They just put random signals out. And they make, you know, the money off the monthly subscriptions.
Yeah.
But I thought, and that's so at the start I didn't want to make a group. I thought because it just labels me as one of them people.
So did they have quite like a notoriously bad name then? These people,
these groups, that group, just like Forex traders in general. I think now they have a bad name because so many people will get scammed. Like so many people, especially like this year as well.
I was about to say, I think when it comes to like whenever people talk about trading, my mind immediately goes to like the negative side of it because obviously, like you said before, like 90% of people end up losing money. Like obviously the 10%, it's like the extremes, isn't it? The 90% lose money, but then the 10% they have more money than soft make, whatever. So like, how does your group work? How do you sort of keep it away? Obviously you're not a scammer, but how do you sort of, you know, inform people that you aren't a scammer and keep it authentic?
So basically I like to keep it different to like the other groups. So I did the same thing when I started out trading. I joined the groups, tried to like copy people's signals and different things. And I realized it didn't work. You didn't get any support with the signal. You just got, okay, here's the signal, or here's the trade I'm putting on, put it on. And so what I thought I'd do, because I like hesitant on making this group or not. So I made the group and I thought, right, okay, but I'm going to give like 24-hour support on when them trades are open. So if anyone wants to ask me any questions, like privately or whatever, they can. So I'll talk them through the trade. When I put the signal out, I'll put why I've put the trade on, like a description.
So you're actually teaching them rather than just telling them.
Yeah. So I put like, and then I'll even put on the trade low risk, medium risk, high risk. So if they didn't want to take the high risk trades, they don't have to. If you want to keep it like low risk, then you just take the low risk trades. If you know what I mean. And I've only had it. So I've had the group up and running for about 2 months now, I think, and it's going really well. To be fair, a lot of positive feedback on it. Because I'm giving I'm just helping. I just want to help people really. Like I don't want to just take their money. Do you know what I mean? I actually want to help people because I thought if I was in that situation and I had someone like that, then it would just like speed up my process of trading like by probably 2 years. Yeah, you know,
it's like you say. Yeah, it's like you were saying before we turn the cameras on. That like obviously if you can circumvent a lot of issues that they have early on, you can you know propel them like hopefully someone, well, obviously it didn't happen for you, but you can offer it to other people where you can sort of take them initial problems that they'll face out, and then it'll be easier for them.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, how does the platform work in terms of, like, so you said that you see a trade and then you say, this is what I think, and then, like, walk me through the step-by-step process of how you sort of deliberate what you see to them.
So basically, when I see a trade, so normally I'll see a setup like forming. So like I'll know kind of before it hits an entry price.
Right.
I know. So I try. So I get that signal before. Like a lot of people like signal groups will, like, the signal happens and then you put it on the group, but then a lot of people are really too late to it because the signals are kind of like, or like the trade's like halfway gone already.
Yeah. Right.
So on my strategy, I can kind of see it playing out anyway before then. So I won't put the signal on, but as soon as it hits that entry point, I will put the signal on so people can fast, like,
so you'll have it ready,
basically. Yeah. And then obviously the description and why I've put it on and different things. So that just helps a lot of people because they can get in a lot sooner. Well.
Have you ever had any, like, negative feedback in terms of people, like, you know, saying like you're a scammer because of X, Y, or Z? Or
I haven't had anyone like that. I've had, to be honest, I don't think I've had any negative feedback. But to be fair, I've only had it for 2 months. You know, I've had one guy message me. I was like, I followed the trade, but I've moved the stop loss now, and I've cancelled the stop loss out. And I've moved it lower, and I'm in a big loss. I was like, well, if you would have kept to what I said, yes, you would have lost the trade. But I work on a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk to reward, so you can take, even if you had 2 to 3 losing trades in a row, the fourth trade will put you back break even. Yeah. So you've got to be like, you know, if you do,
so the statistics are on your side, sort of thing.
Yeah. So like, but if you're not going to listen to what I say, I'm going to move different things and change it, then it's not going to work.
You can't then like sort of come back and blame you.
No.
So like, who did you learn trading from then?
I literally learned by my own.
So like, how did you first come onto it?
So I started off obviously on crypto,
right?
And then I thought, to be honest, so I was trading crypto as well. So it's like, and then I moved to Forex because crypto's like so hard to trade because it's so volatile. So you can get like what's called wicked out. So like you get like candlesticks and you'll have like these wicks either side or whatever. It's like a tiny bit of news could come out on crypto and it could go up like 5% and hit your stop loss and then go the right way. Like it happens all the time in crypto. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, crypto's easy to trade and stuff," but in my opinion, it's not.
Like, what is cryptocurrency? Like, what is it?
It's just literally decentralized, like coins basically. It's decentralized finance. So like a lot of people put Bitcoin in as in like, okay, Bitcoin's digital gold because it's basically Bitcoin's like the store of value, and then you've got like Ethereum, which is like the internet basically, like the new internet, but it's all decentralized, so like no one owns it. Right. So like, you know, it's like more like private, you know, not more private because a lot of people can see it, but like it's just decentralized basically. So like no one owns it. And then you've got like other coins, and there's so many different coins now that do like so many different things. You've got like AI coins and different things. It's like, it's massive.
And do these all fall under the NFT? Like,
no. So basically, to be honest, I've never bought NFTs. I only know like a tiny bit about them. So like NFT stands for non-fungible token. So I think the only bit I know about NFTs is like you can get like digital art and stuff.
Right.
And it was like that, it blew up in like, I think that's when it blew up in 2019 when I was getting into crypto. Like that was like the NFT cycle as well. Yeah. And I know that like the most popular NFT was like called Bored Apes.
Right.
And basically like these people, like you'd have like a picture of just basically an ape, and like literally, and it'd be like someone would have like glasses and some would have like different hats or whatever. So they would all be different, but they'd only have like one of every one. And then their plan was to like, if you have one of these, you get invited to like yacht parties and you can meet the other people that hold the NFT.
Right.
And then they just went up like insane on price. Like, I don't know what they started at, but I think they ended up being like $500,000 or $1 million for like just like this photo basically of an ape.
That's so
and that's what
bizarre.
that's what I know of what an NFT is.
So I guess going back to crypto, you said that you had like sort of 2 big wins, but then obviously you followed with the greed and you lost it all. So like, what's your experience with like crypto like up to now?
It's you've got to just take it with like a pinch of salt, because like 1 minute you can be like up, I don't know, like the market could, one like month you could be up like 100%, and then the next month it could crash and you'd be all back down again, and you could, you know what I mean? So what I've learned from my mistakes is, I'd say, if you are buying crypto, firstly, basically just buy Bitcoin, and then have like, say if you want to invest, I don't know, I think £1,000 in crypto now, I'd say to you, probably invest 800 quid in Bitcoin, and then have
Bitcoin's just an aspect of crypto.
Bitcoin's like the main crypto, basically.
Right. Okay.
It's now like a store of value. Like you've got like, don't know if you know who BlackRock are.
Yeah.
And they've got like
the hedge fund.
Yeah, hedge funds, the biggest hedge fund in the world. They're buying like Bitcoin like every day now, like loads and loads and loads of it. And obviously Trump's like loves crypto at the moment. He's just got in and he's pro crypto and all that. So that's why it's going up a lot. But you'll find like Bitcoin is the one that's like just broke. So Bitcoin, I think it was like not yesterday, day before, was it Thursday or Friday, it broke another all-time high. So it went up like again, like so it was like, so it went from like all-time high was like 106, and then it went to like 111 like the other day. But the other coins are nowhere near like their highs. So it's like the best, it's like the safest one, but you're still going to make like more money than investing in, depends on what stock you invest in, but say if you invest in just like the S&P 500.
So what's that?
So the S&P 500, so it's a top 500 stocks in the US, basically. And a lot of investors just invest in that. So on average, you'll get in between 7 and 8% a year. So like I say on average. Increase, yeah. So say on average, but like, so you have like some years like 5%, some years like 10%, and then some years be like a bit of a loss, and then so it's on an average basically. But a lot of people say if you can just invest in that when you're young and just invest like every month a certain amount of money, and then it compounds, you're guaranteed to basically be a millionaire. So my take on it is, if you're like younger now, like myself, like in your 20s, I'd say, in my opinion, I'd be investing in Bitcoin instead of the stock market, because that's got so far that's had 100% year-on-year growth.
I was about to say, like obviously it will fluctuate, go up and down, but it is constantly going up over time. So even though like on a day-to-day basis, sometimes you might lose 100 like whatever percent over time anyway. In the next week it'll go straight back up, but over time it's just constantly going up.
That's like that's just investing. Like when you invest, like that's why it's different to trading. Like trading, you're in and out making that quick money, and investing is like you need to be prepared to hold that investment for like at least over 5 years, or like a lot of people hold it for 10, 20, 30 years, and they're the people that have made the money.
So that's the difference between trading and investment. Trading is just more short term, and then investment's the long term. But what can like generate you the most money, do you think, out of trading and investment?
I'd say short term trading, it always will, because you make that quick fluctuation of money, and cryptocurrency, obviously, that's more short term because it goes up way faster than anything else. But if you want to make, I'd say, if you want to make like family wealth, as in like you want to like make generational wealth, you invest in like stock market and Bitcoin, really, because you want that it's going to live on, in my opinion, forever and ever. Like you invest into the big companies like Warren Buffett, you invest into Apple and all the big companies that are going to last like mostly forever, and like progress. Then that's where you'd put your money. Like.
What if you did your trading? Like obviously, like trading gets you short term reward, but what if you did that for a prolonged period, like pretty much for the next 20 years? Like if you were constantly trading, would you earn a lot more money?
I think. If you're in trading, I think you can make. It depends, because it depends on how much money you have as well, and how much you start off with. But I'd say a lot of people in trading use it as a wage, so they kind of like spend it all and don't like. So like spend all their, like, it's like a wage basically. So everyone spends their whole wage, and like, so if you're trading, it's like a job. So you're spending it all. But with an investing, you're never spending it. That's why it grows and grows and grows and grows. And that's why you've got to leave it for like whatever years. So you're probably going to make more money in investing because you're not spending it. You know,
it's
if
just
you're
there.
keeping it there, it's just there. So it grows and grows and grows. But with him trading, if you made your trading and like say you took like a tiny bit for a wage that you could live on, and then the rest you invest, then yeah, you're gonna make loads of money.
Yeah.
But that's just like having a job and still investing, isn't it? Like you're still gonna make money from really the investing part. The trading's more like it's like the freedom side basically. If you want the freedom in your life and not to have worked like a 9 to 5, then that's where you go. You want to, you know, if you want to go on holiday whenever you want, or you want to have nice things but still like not work like really hard for it, like on a 9 to 5, then that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are some of the biggest like mistakes that people make in terms of when they're investing the money?
I think again it comes down to emotions. Most people, like the normal people, will just invest when there's loads of hype around something. So like that's why a lot of people like saying crypto and back to crypto. It's like they're only investing when it's like all of the news and stuff. Like, crypto's back, I'm gonna invest in it again. And then when that news, when like say that at the moment it is in 4-year cycles, so it goes up and down in 4-year cycles. But I don't know if that's gonna last forever. It could just keep going up now. But like, so yeah, that's basically what basically what it is. What was the question again? Sorry.
So like, what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make when investing?
So it's just like, so they're saying they'll buy at the top and then they'll sell at the bottom because their emotions. So they just
panic.
They panic basically. So they see their money like go down, like say even a little bit, and then they won't continue investing as well. So like they won't set aside like a bit of money every month from their wage or whatever and invest. It's all about consistency. If you just invest like once, yes, it will grow, but if you take it out as soon as it drops a bit, you know, you're not going to make money. Like if whatever you're investing in, you should be that confident to leave it in for that amount of time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't be investing in it.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you invest in?
So I invest in Bitcoin, obviously. Another coin called, don't know if you heard of it, Solana.
No.
It's like
just walk us through that one.
It's basically I got at the bottom of it, so that was one of my best investments I've ever made. So I got in it. So it was like, so I remember it, just going off topic what you said, but that's probably my best investment going back. I'd say I remember it exactly like 22nd of December 2019.
That's a memorable day.
Yeah. So I bought this. So I was doing loads of research, just like mad research on like, I was like, if I could just get the next coin that's going to go up into like the top 10 cryptos early, then I've done it. I've made it. So I was doing this research, and this one coin stuck out to me. It was called Solana. And at the time it was at 90 cents. So I put 550 quid into it. And then it went to a year and a half later, or if that, it was like a year later. I think it did like 290 times. So it went to $260 a coin.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's like 145k or something, or 550 quid.
Fucking
and that's
hell.
why crypto's so good for that reason.
Yeah.
As well, like even though it has bad sides, you can make that like kind of money off just 500 quid.
So what did you do there?
Well, that was my first time of getting into crypto, so I lost it all. So it was like my best investment. It was my best investment, but I just held on, and then I ended up like panic selling when it went back to like $8 or whatever. So like, and then but then I bought back in again at $20, and now it's back up. In February it went to like 296 or whatever. So I still got in like pretty early, but I didn't get in at 90 cents. Not many, like I don't know anyone else who bought Solana that early. Like I literally bought it before anyone was talking about it, and now it's like basically the number one platform on crypto that everyone uses.
Right. Okay.
So
So if you just stayed in it, what is it now? What is it currently now?
I think now it's about $172 today.
Right. So it's still very high, but not as high as what you got it to.
It's still like 200 times.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So do you not have any? You said so. You do still have some.
Yeah. I bought back in at $20.
Right. Okay.
In September 2022, I bought back in like $20 ish.
So what are some of your other big ones that you've?
I had that's my biggest one really. That's what's made me like the most money and lost me the most money, and then I've made it back again because I bought back in.
Right.
And then I had a few other like coins in 2019. If I would have just kept in them, like they just went sideways at the bottom for ages. I got bored of this coin. I sold it. And it was like, I can't remember what the coin was called. It was like a gaming token. And I had like 300 quid in it. And it ended up doing like 1,000 times or something stupid. So that would have been 300 grand off 300 quid.
Jesus Christ.
And it did it within like a few months. And I sold it like a month before it did it. It's like, that's why I love crypto. Because it's like, it's like too good to be true, but it actually does happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like, it happens to a lot of people. And they do the exact same as me, you know. They some carry on going up, and then like the day after, it's like crashed like 90%. It's like, or not the day after, but like a few weeks after, it's like crashed like 90%.
What's like one of the worst like trading stories that you've heard?
I don't even like. I know a few people that have like just gone, like that I know of, like just gone straight in, all in like to trading. So like they've got like, I don't know, so they've got like massive savings or whatever, like tens of thousands, they've gone straight into trading and just lose it like in a few weeks, like the 50k just like gone.
That's
like
insane.
In like a month or whatever. Yeah.
Would you say that's quite a common thing? Like,
yeah.
So in terms of people who go into trading, like give me like a percentage breakdown of the people that actually make a profit to the people that, you know, that just completely
like I say,
lose all the money.
it's probably like 90% probably. Like, because they're starting off like not like they're either in one of these groups that are not like proper groups like myself, or they're just starting off and they're going off like YouTube videos. But like the thing is that you can learn from YouTube. To be fair, I have learned a lot from YouTube, but you've got to like kind of like follow the one person. Like if you keep like swapping YouTubers and different things, and you're just gonna have like, well, I know 5 strategies now. So your strategy comes in, and okay, that's my strategy. Oh, okay, that's telling me to buy or sell. But then you look at the other strategy, like, oh, but that's telling me to go the other way.
Yeah.
And then most people get like, oh, yeah, and then they don't know what to do, and then they get all emotional because, and then they lose.
It's like the classic saying, like, too many cooks spoil the broth, sort of thing.
That's why I just say. That's why I always like just keep it simple.
Yeah.
The more simple you'll keep trading, the more money you'll make.
So when you're starting trading, how do you decipher between like a scammer and obviously someone like yourself?
I'd say not always, but mostly like they've got like supercars, like they're in Dubai, or like some of them might be legit. I don't know, like just from personal experience that the people that the groups that I've joined that have had all that, they just want to get you in basically like on their terms, or recommend you a platform, so then they get a little bit of money as well. And their group's massive as well, so like they have like a massive group, so they're well known on social media and stuff. And
how much do they charge to be in this group?
I don't know, it depends on different people. I think a lot of people charge like in between, I don't know, I've seen groups that are like 40-50 quid a month, or I've seen groups at like 300 quid a month. It just literally depends.
Is there a way to scam people in terms of like obviously they get the initial subscription, but do people sometimes give them false advice in order to like boost a trade or anything like that? Is there anything?
And like insider trading, you mean? Like,
yeah, like
it's not possible. Like it's possible with crypto. You can do it with crypto because it's like you can do it like a tiny coin, like you do it like a meme coin or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like so like deliquid. Like it's, you know, like say you could find a coin that like 20 people hold, and they put it in a group that you've got like 100,000 people in, and it's going to go up, isn't it? Because everyone's going to buy it, and again you could rug pull it or whatever. But in stocks and like trading crypto, trading forex, sorry, you wouldn't do that because it's like a currency market or like gold. You can't fluctuate. You need like trillions and trillions.
Yeah, like you need like a lot of people to join in.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever been a part of like, so like you say like when you were starting the when you've seen these people with these supercars or like doing these false groups, how many of those have you been in, and how many ones have you been in where they've actually been authentic? What would you say like the ratio is?
I haven't been in any that's not been like I haven't actually made money from. That's why I'm not in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I probably like give up. I joined like 2, and then I was like, well, this is obviously I can see what they're doing here. They're making money off like affiliate links for like to use their different exchanges and different things. Like some of them do like free groups, but they're making money because you've got to use their like the platform they recommend, so then they get a little bit of money for it. So like they might be a good trader as well, like, but they're making the money like from the people off that, other than like helping like them actually make money and stuff.
So obviously going back to you, like your group, like how do you sort of envision how it's going to go? Like where do you want to take it?
I want to make it like sort of like eventually I want to have like an academy basically. So like obviously I'm gonna have to charge a bit more for that just for my knowledge, but I want to get people through like step on step, so people to learn my strategy, and learn basically what I do, and I'll just give them advice along the way. So I help them like on every trade I can be like side by side on them, or 1-to-1 sessions and doing different things. And I want to make like loads of people just like successful in trading, because it's just when it works, it's mega, to be in.
How hard is it to like upkeep? Like how often do you spend on the groups of like telling them the information that you sort of relaying to them?
So
like, do you have like a specific schedule where you say like I'm going to do like 1 a day to you all, or 2 a week, or like what is it?
So like every day I probably post like 1 signal or 2 signals in the week, and then like the odd like crypto signal. So I trade like Bitcoin as well. I know I said I didn't trade crypto, but Bitcoin it's not too bad because it's a lot bigger, so it's not as volatile. So I do some crypto trades as well, and then I spend, I don't know, I'd say 2-3 hours in the group like a day, because like I'm obviously helping people with their trades as well. Like so say I put a signal on, and then I might have a few people message me like, oh, what does this mean? Or do you think if I want to have this risk, do you think I should be in this trade or whatever? And that's what takes my time the most, not just putting the signals in. It's like guiding people along the way.
Yeah.
And then also I've got the signal group, and which I have it with someone else, so it's shared. It is with another trader.
Right. Is he like a business partner?
Yeah, business partner basically.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And then we have another group as well, which is free, which basically you go to, so you get that. You get that with the signals group, and then that gives you like a few different categories in there. It gives you like the news, so like every morning, so we'll upload the news on there, so like you don't have to search like the internet for like what news like is going to affect the markets and stuff. So we put it all in a list, so like today's date, and then all the news, financial news that's going to come out today, or like going to come out today, and what to look out for. And then I'll put like the trade, so if I put a trade on, say like 2 days before, and then I'll put like a video describing why I took the trade, and like a video like of the charts and me talking through, this is why I took the trade, this is why it worked, this is why it didn't work, and just and that's what you get really. And then I do like a few like crypto, like what am I looking at, crypto, different things and stuff like that. Obviously it's like I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't like say, you buy this now, like it's not financial advice.
Yeah,
I'm just saying like this is what I'm doing. If you want to like just have an insight to what I'm doing, then you can.
Yeah, like I guess like if you're passing this information on to people, does it not dilute like the possible success that you could find within trading? Obviously, if they're finding the exact same success, does it not affect the way the trades
No,
work?
it's like so big. The industry is worth like trillions and trillions. Like, it just
So
wouldn't-
it's a drop in
like
the ocean.
this,
Sort of thing.
yeah, like so many people use the same strategy. Like so many people.
Yeah.
Um,
If you had 30 seconds to inform people of going over to your platform, the group that you have, how would you sort of deliver it to them?
but like so, or if you want to join my group,
Yeah, so if someone was a complete beginner and they wanted to join your group and you had 30 seconds to try and inform them of everything that you do, what would you say?
I'd say if you want to actually learn how to trade, if you want it, so you can get signals, you can get trading info on why I've put the trade on. So you're getting inside information really on why I've put the trade on, and you're getting basically all the information you need in one place. Why would you not want to come and join my group? Because you're getting literally all the information in my group for like £30 a month. Where you look at other groups, they're charging like for that sort of group, they're charging like 250 quid a month, and different things like that. So why not?
And how much do you charge?
£30 a month.
£30 a month. Beautiful. Yeah. You said right. So to end the podcast, we always do like a little quick fire round. So quick fire questions, quick fire answers. You ready?
Yeah.
So what has been your favorite coin so far?
Solana.
Yeah.
Solana.
Not Bitcoin, no.
Not big. Well, no. It's just because I got in it so early, and it's just been with me for all my crypto journey. That's all.
What was the biggest mistake you made?
Selling
The
Solana.
Solana. What was the best investment that you made? Obviously, because you lost the money. So what was the best one where you've made? Let's say the safest one that you've made.
The safest one at Bitcoin.
What sort of do you prefer? Low risk, medium risk, or high risk? If you were to only choose one for the rest of your life.
For trading.
Medium.
Medium.
Top 3 investments.
But that I've made.
Or your favourite investments?
Favourite investments. I bought Apple recently. The stock market crashed like quite a bit recently, so I took the opportunity and bought Apple. Bitcoin when I bought it at 16,000 when it was at the bottom, and I'd say just invest in the S&P 500 as well consistently. Just keep investing in the S&P 500 because I just have like a massive broad picture of investing, spread it out, because then you're never going to go wrong. One asset can go down, the other ones can go up, so then you haven't got all your eggs on one basket basically.
What are the 3 best characteristics to have for trading?
Level-headed. Keep level-headed. I'd say keep fit. To be fair, keep fit because your mind. I think when you're fit, your mind works better. And I'd say don't rush. Don't rush the trades. If you miss a trade, it doesn't matter. There's always gonna be another trade.
What are the 3 worst characteristics for trading?
Don't go into it thinking you're gonna be make 10 million overnight because you're not. I'd say don't rush again. Really, it's pretty simple and be a lot more patient with trades. And so a lot of people, they'd be like I said, they'll rush the trade, they'll get into the trade and it'll come into their stop loss or whatever, and not patient enough. And if they're just being patient, they could have got the win instead of getting the loss because you're not patient enough. So just be more patient and don't be.
And then in terms of more general, what's the worst advice you've ever been given?
What's the worst advice? Risk it all. I think a lot of people oh yeah, just risk it all in one coin, and if it does it, but if it doesn't, it's all right because you can just try it again. But just why do that? Why not just take 1% and then risk it? If it pays off, then cool, you've made a bit of money. But if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. You can carry on. Especially when you're self-employed, you can't just risk all your money into one thing. You've got to spread it all out, because if that does go wrong, then you're fucked. You're fucked. Yeah.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Best advice, I'd say, don't let social media rush you. So and just going back to being patient again. Really, you'll find the most successful people in the world. They just go off their own thing. If they know something's going to work, they're not going to get So if someone wants to give you like an advice or something, they'll just go off their thing. They're not going to get anyone to disrupt them what they think, and they're just patient. They just, you could wait 2 years to invest in something, but if you get the right price, then it's paid off. So yeah, basically just going off Warren Buffett, basically.
Yeah. And then the last question to you: what is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life, just to be happy, really. Just to be. I think obviously you've got one life, so if you want to do something, if you want to quit like your 9 to 5, obviously have a backup, but just do it. Just take that little bit of a risk, especially if you're young, and just do it. Because if it doesn't pay out, you can just go back to your job and be like everyone else. So that's like the meaning of life. Just try to live the life that you want to live, than trying to live someone else's life, basically.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Ellis, thank you. You've been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Problem.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment on the video. Let us know your thoughts. As well, on your way out the door, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down here. It'll help this channel out massively. Thank you.